Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananam Aharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe. Welcome to all for this special session on Ganesha Purana to chapter 88. In the previous chapter, we have seen how the union of Shiva and Parvati had led to the birth of Skanda, for which the gods were anxiously waiting. And when they saw that the Skanda was born, they started celebrating his birth, and they gave him the power of general of the divine army, and they all eulogized him and requested him to kill the demon Taraka. And then Skanda asked his father how he can gain victory over Taraka. For that, Shiva told him to perform the Vrata of Sankashta Chaturthi so that Lord Gajanana will be pleased and will help him to gain victory over Taraka. Hara told him regarding when that vrata need to be performed. I will tell you the principal ritual of that vrata. One should begin the vrata on the fourth day of the bright fortnight of the month of Shravana. After taking a bath in the morning using a paste of spotless sesame. Probably this is not exactly the Sankashta Chaturthi Vrata, because here they are mentioning that this Vrata of the fourth day need to be done on the bright fortnight, that is the Shukla Paksha Chaturthi. So this must be something similar to the Vinayaka Chaturthi, what we do it on the Bhadrapada fourth day. So often people also celebrate it on Shravana fourth, from Shravana fourth day to Bhadrapada fourth day. So this may be either this is a Shukla Paksha Chaturthi Vrata. After taking a bath in the morning using a paste of spotless sesame and completing all the continual and occasional rituals without being too impetuous, one becomes purified. Then, having constructed a pavilion adorned with columns of plantain wood, opulent with flowers, sugarcane, and fly whisks, flashing with rows of mirrors, and having placed in its midst a pot wrapped around with two pieces of cloth, one should form an 8-leaf lotus out of sandalwood on it. After receiving one's teacher's permission, one should sprinkle the materials to be used for the worship, and then, with the 16 forms of ritual practice, one should worship a Gananayaka constructed from gold or silver in keeping with one's capacity. Then one should offer a food offering to the god Gajanana comprising 21 dishes, with each having 21 pieces of food. For an honorarium, one should offer 21 coins, gold or silver, without any cheating in money matters. Then to the gods of God of gods, he should offer 21 pieces of white or yellowish durva grass and two handfuls of flowers with mantras. One should honor 21 Brahmins who know the Vedas, and one should feed them with similar quantities of food and offer them similar number of gifts. Then one should bow, ask for forbearance, and after that one should request that perfect be said. Previously, the performance of the ritual to an image of Ganesha made of earth was narrated, and all the kinds of rites pertaining to it were described earlier while Himavan was explaining that to Parvati. One should listen to what was said there, and afterwards one should eat and fast in silence with one's own kinsmen while meditating on Ganesha. In this way, one should perform a vrata until the fourth day of the month of Bhadrapada. So, from the fourth day of Shravana to the fourth day of Bhadrapada. On that day, one should diligently perform a great festival in keeping with one's resources, and one should worship Gananayaka in a ritual as described before. In the night, one should remain awake to the accompaniment of the sounds of music and singing, the recitation of Puranas, and many other excellent tales. One should then eulogize Dviradanana with the mantra of 1000 names. In chapter 46, we have heard thousand names of Gajanana as told by Gajanana himself to Shankara. So one should repeat those thousand names of Gajanana, and when dawn breaks, having bathed, that is early in the morning, one should worship Dviradanana. Then one should devotedly feed 121 Brahmins, and in keeping with one's capacity, one should give money, ornaments, clothes, gold, land, and cows to them as well as to the miserable and blind and the poor. If one is unable to do this, one should only feed at least 21 Brahmins. If the image is made of metal, it should be given to the Brahmin. If it is something different, that means if it is made of clay or anything, it should be placed on a vehicle drawn by men containing umbrellas, banners, and pennants, and to the accompaniment of the sounds of celestial instruments, the sounds of Vedas being sung, and boys fighting with staves, then with considerable exertion it should be cast into the pool. Especially when it is made out of mud, it should be put into the pool so that it will get dissolved in that pool water. After casting it away, one should go home. Whoever perform this vrata once, O Shadanana, will attain the Ganesha's abode after he has obtained all his wishes. For the sake of the creation, Brahma performed it by reciting a one syllable mantra, and Vikata appeared and gave him various capabilities. Vishnu too obtained the capacity to protect by performing this vrata and reciting the great, utterly amazing six syllable mantra, and thereafter he obtained the capacity of being an avatara at his own wish. I too, that is Brahma too performed it. No, sorry, Shankara. Shankara too performed it, O son, by reciting an eight syllable mantra. Indra and Madana performed the vrata, wishing to kill the demons Vratra and Shambara. Vratra was killed by Indra, while Shambara was killed by Madana when he took rebirth as Pradyumna, and they were able to defeat them. I too possess various capabilities, and I destroy the triple world with its yakshas, heavenly musicians, sages, kinnaras, snakes, and rakshasas, humans, perfected men, and wandering singers have performed it in order to obtain the object of their own wishes. So Skanda, the boon giver, perform this vrata of the fourth, the Shukla Chathurthi Vrata, and you will be victorious in battle and famous in the triple world. I am going to give you the six syllable mantra, which will be a boon giver. At an auspicious hour, Shiva gave him that six syllable mantra as a consecration, after which Skanda left to perform austerities. O excellent Brahmin, it's addressing to Vyasa. In a very clean spot, one filled with trees and creepers, charming with many roots and fruits, and quite resplendent with ponds and lakes, Skanda performed very harsh austerities, standing on one foot, and performed that vrata as prescribed in the ways that Shambhu had just described. Straightway, Gajanana, the Supreme Self, became pleased with him in consequence of his personal service, the power of the Vrata and the Mantra. To the general, he manifested his own unsurpassed form as it should be meditated upon by yogis. It possessed a vast fiery splendor. Its four arms were radiant. It was splendid with large diadem crown, adorned with earrings and bracelets worn in the upper arm, had a single tusk. The moon was on its forehead, and its elephant's trunk was radiant. Some of its resplendent hands were holding a tusk and a garland, and its other hands were holding a noose and a hook. It was furnished with multitudes of pearls and jewels. Its belly was adorned with a snake king, that is Adishesha. It was wearing celestial garments and clothes. It was smeared with celestial perfumes, shone brightly because of the flames of its fiery energy, and had the appearance of many suns. Shadanana saw it, and his eyes flashed open in amazement. His mind's confused. He was wondering, what exactly is this huge creature, huge image? I have thought about this, yet I do not know whether it is this or something else, because he was imagining the same image in his mind, and that same has appeared right in front of him. Thereafter, he silently mused, "Who are you? What is your name?" Gajanana replied to him, "I am the one upon whom you have single mindedly meditated day and night. I have come to give you a boon. So say what your heart wishes, O Shadanana, and I, Gajanana, satisfied with your austerity, I am going to give it to you. Neither the gods led by Brahma, nor the authors of the Shastras, nor the snakes led by Shesha know your true appearance, O Lord of the worlds. Yet now it has been thoroughly shown to me, O Gajanana. My desire has been completely satisfied by that. Yet in keeping with your command, I will make a request, O God. Let me never be defeated. Manifest yourself when I think of you. Let me never forget your lotus feet. Let me be the best of the gods. You were invisible and have become visible. Therefore, you will become famous as Lakshavinayaka, the wishing tree for the wishes of the devotees. Then Vinayaka told him, O Skanda, absolutely everything you have requested will come about now. You will never forget me, and I will be close to you whenever you think of me. You will have victory over your enemies and preeminence amongst the gods. The god gave these very boons, and quite delighted with the strength of his austerity and his conduct, he gave Skanda a peacock as his own vehicle, and thereafter Skanda was named as Mayuradwaja. Gajanana then told him, "The great demons led by Taraka will die at your hand, and I, whom devotees love, will be named Laksha Vinayaka. For a long time I will appear on this sacred place at your command, O faultless God." Brahma then continued the story. Having said this, Vikata, another name of Gajanana, then disappeared from there. Then, after constructing a large image and having had the Brahmin set it up, Skanda gave it the auspicious name of Lakshavinayaka. He worshipped that image with sweetmeats, flowers, and blades of grass, numbering hundreds of thousands, as well as with other kinds of appropriate things. He fed as many Brahmins as could be numbered, O Brahmin, and after eulogizing and bowing to them, Skanda went to Shankara, who brings prosperity to beings. Mounted on the peacock, he related everything to Shiva. As the god had prescribed, he was called Mayuradwaja. After he had recollected the god Gajanana and had received Shiva's benediction, Skanda left with Shiva's permission in order to kill the demon Taraka. The divine sages consecrated him into the position of lord over the divine army. And after seeing Taraka, that very powerful general Shanmukha, engaged in battle in the course of 100,000 years, he killed him with his spike. There is, however, no possibility of describing even a portion of the battle. When the demon Taraka was killed, all the gods rejoiced, as did the sages, the world protectors, snakes, and humans. They stayed above Skanda and released showers of flowers, and then all the gods and beings each returned to their own home. Just as previously, they performed the ritual exclamations of Swaha, Swadha, and Vasat. Then Brahma, concluding the story, he told him, I have recited to you the power of the god Gajanana, and I have described the power of that Vrata as it really is. The 33,000 myriads of gods would not kill this great demon, but Skanda killed him in battle due to the power of that Vrata, and he was honored by the deities led by Indra. And then at the end, Vyasa asked him, tell me, in what place did Vishakha, it's another name for Karthikeya or Shanmukha, perform that personal service with the highest concentration, O Prajapati? For that, he replied, saying that that personal service was performed where the Lord Krishna was located, and where it was completed, there he was named Laksha Vinayaka. Ila was there, and afterwards he became a king who has become famous in the world. Later, a city was here which became famous by that particular name. Thus ends the chapter 88 of Upasana Khanda of the glorious Ganesha Purana, in which we have seen how Skanda, having performed the Vrata of Vinayaka on the Shukla Chaturthi, starting from Shravana Shukla Chaturthi and ending it on Bhadrapada Shukla Chaturthi, performing a severe austerity, standing on a single feet, reciting the six-syllable mantra of Gajanana. Then the pleased Gajanana appeared before him and gave him the boon to be invincible, that he will never be defeated by any of his enemies, and gave him all the required power to kill the demon Taraka. And with the blessings of Gajanana and with the benediction of Shiva, Shanmukha went into a battle with Taraka and had killed that particular demon. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.